Welcome back to Keeping the Beat. I'm the host, T-Mo, with my amazing co-host,
Sweet Latrice.
And over the summer, we had a lot of hot releases come out. You know? So one thing I want to take the time out to do, seeing as though we going to stay on the trend of, good and bad right now, I want you to, kind of point out one good album that you really enjoyed over the summer and one that you didn't really like so much. So what was the good album that you liked this summer?
I'm going to start with the bad. Because I got to end it on a positive note.
Go ahead.
I feel like the bad, not even a bad album, but just an album that I feel like, wasn't really nice, was the DJ Khaled album, Grateful, with his son on top. I did not like that album because I feel like it sounded very unfinished, very put together quickly as heck. And,
so even
very
with songs
childish.
Like Wild Thoughts, you got To the Max with
and
got
the only song
with Beyonce.
The only song
I'm the One
that I liked from that album was Wild Thoughts. And I don't even really like Wild Thoughts, the full song. I just like Rihanna's verse. I feel like Bryson Tiller could have really came harder because I like Bryson Tiller.
Right.
I feel like the like that part, I feel like that was thrown in the middle and it wasn't smooth. But it's raw. Like you used to hearing it now. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was raw. And then I like Shining with Beyonce. That's my song. Right. And the one is cool, but it's childish to me.
It's like kind of bubblegum pop.
Bing, bing. Yeah, it's real like poppy.
I feel like middle school kids
love that song. Yeah. Where me, I'm grown.
Yeah, like I'm kind of I don't really bop with the little kids bop.
Right.
That'd be a kids bop song.
That's a
today.
Kids bop song.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm the one. Yeah.
I'm the one. Yeah. Yeah. So that's the album that I thought was trash.
That's the first kids bop song. They could probably sing the whole hook and they have to change nothing.
No, because Chance said, "Put that booty on that Gucci."
They gonna say, "Put that cootie on that." Little kids still put that cootie on it. No. Anyway.
Put that pencil in the pencil box,
Put
boy.
That pencil in the pencil box. Hey.
But yeah, so that's why I didn't like that album, and that's why I chose that as my not so good bad album. Trash.
Okay, I respect it. So on the flip side.
It was really hard to choose between which album I loved over the summer the most, but of course I am going to say my favorite album of the summer was SZA Control, because it's just so relatable. It was so well produced. It was literally the opposite of Grateful. It was well produced. It wasn't childish. Everything flowed correctly. Like everything was just amazing. Her voice was amazing. I feel like she just me listening to SZA's like old things, like her old projects and her now projects, she's literally like grown. Like you literally, if you listen to her old stuff and then just listen to now, you like, whoa, like what really happened in that studio? Like you can feel the growth and stuff. So like that's why I really like that album. Again, it was relatable. It sounded nice. I feel like it was a mixture of just like alternative, but like, look, y'all, I'm R&B as well. I can be hip hop. I can be pop. I can be all of these things in one album. And it's just like you cannot tell me that SZA did not take over 2017 summer in terms of the female. I don't like to use gender roles, but I feel like this was every female's favorite album.
For the female.
Yes,
shout out
this
to
was
SZA,
every female's
TDE.
favorite album, and it's still my favorite album. So,
well, I mean that's a pretty good argument. I can agree with that. I can definitely agree with the Grateful. I like the amount of music that was on there.
Yeah, but it was
now
too
that I
much.
think about it, I had time to think about it after we talked about it last time, and I like the amount of music because I mean if I like the amount if he's not gonna put out music for a while. Because it's 23 songs it's 20-something songs that can hold.
But it's 20-something songs that I listen to that I don't want to listen to again. So it's basically like he didn't release an album. He just released 3 singles.
Would you want him to release another album before the year is out?
I honestly, truly would not care if he did or did not. Like, I love DJ Khaled. Like, I respect him as a... but as a visionary.
I say he's a visionary because he puts it together
really well.
He's not like out there singing or rapping or writing bars. And like that.
Because the album before
he comes
was
up with
decent.
The sound. He got a good ear for it. He's a good producer. I'll say that. But as far as like everything else, I mean, it's kind of like what I'm saying, like cookies. Like you don't say I'm a good cookie salesman. Like cookies sell they self.
Like,
you know,
because
like you
cookies
don't
already have like a so
reputation.
that's right.
So it's like you bring all these good ingredients into one pot. They're gonna be like, okay, if Chance got a big following, they gonna be like, all right,
they're gonna be on me. Exactly.
You know, Migos, the Quavo got a slot on this song. The whole, you know, whoever following that wave, you know,
everything gonna be
tune in. So I agree, but. On my end of the spectrum, you know, I'm gonna start off with the bad, you know,
the trash
album, and not to discredit him because I think he's a cool person. Like from what I've seen in interviews, like he's just really young. Lil Yachty's album, I wasn't too pleased with, and for a number of reasons. One, I feel like as a artist that's just now breaking, you should not oversaturate us with your music. I feel like, especially if your music is not like all that great.
Yeah, and not saying he's trash, but you're a growing artist. Like
if you put too much on, I feel like if you put too much on one plate, you don't have no room for no growth, no nothing.
Yeah,
because it felt like.
Because what if I don't want my food to touch?
It felt like Yachty grew from like 17 years old to 19 in the course of this album. Like
and 17 and 19 is not really a.
It's nothing.
It's nothing.
Like,
it's the same
like
thing.
It's this much like that you can make an album about, which you could, but it's like the way he did it. It was real bubblegum, poppy, cookie cutter. Like this is too like. It feel like when you make something too sweet, and it's like I like what I made, but this time it's like way too sweet, way too much sugar, way too much whatever.
Because the single is different. The album is very different.
Yes,
it's like
the
you
single is to push the album.
Yeah,
we gonna have to have a discussion where we talk about singles and cuts because I'm a big fan of cuts on the album.
Cuts? What do you mean by
like,
cuts?
Cuts is like a song that is good but won't be on the radio, or so it's like that low key song that like don't nobody know about. That if you play if you got the aux chord, you always 50-50 with it because it's a cut. So if it don't grab nobody attention in the car, because if you got 4 people in the car, 3 people may not like it. You know you like it, but they might not be a fan of cuts, especially if it's like artists that they
don't
really
even know about.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like if you ain't playing those singles, then okay, but the singles is what get you into the albums, and that's what Yachty had. He had a couple singles, you know. I think he has better features, but that's why
his features are very fun.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, but I couldn't tolerate a whole project from him.
And I knew that before even going into the album because I personally did not listen to the Yachty album throughout. I've heard little cuts and stuff like that.
I skimmed through.
Yeah, I skimmed through.
I listened to I let each song play until I figured I was like, no.
No. Yeah. I do like the first 10 seconds.
Yeah.
I'm like, I know whether or not this song is worth listening to. As messed up as that sounds because it's a lot of songs that I like that the second part is always better than the first part. But it's something about that first part that I still kind of want to listen to. Yeah. So, yeah.
But that was my bad album that I heard over the summer.
So what was your good album?
My good album, I want to say my Gucci album. Oh, not my Gucci album, but
I'm sure like Gucci.
No, not Gucci, but Gucci. I mean his album was it was alright, you know. I feel like never mind. That's another subject.
I'm sure like pause because we can have a whole segment about Gucci.
I got an opinion on him, but I respect him.
I
mess
sound
with
Gucci.
Shady. No, I mess with Gucci, but
sound like you a little disappointed.
Nah, but my good album that I heard was 2 Chainz, Pretty Girls Like Trap Music. And the reason why I say that is because it's not just about the music. Like, of course, the music is good. Like, the whole album is a vibe all the way through. Like, I really think he's one of the most slept on kind of rappers because he can actually rap. But people don't really take him seriously after lines like, she got a big booty, so I'm going to call her big booty. Like,
and I don't care what nobody say. That line is iconic.
It's like, yeah, but it's like, okay, over simplistic. Like, you know, but... You see what I'm saying? So it's like, as a rapper, like, you know.
Yeah, as somebody that's rapping like about crazy.
Hold it up at a higher standard. But anyway, that's beside the point. But the music was good though. Like from song 1 to the last track, like I liked all of it. I can't think of one bad song on there. Even the Pharrell song, like everybody was like they didn't like the Pharrell the collab on that. I was like, I mean, it was different. You know, it's a little different.
It was different. That's what it is. I'm giving you 3 months and people going to love it.
Yeah. So it's like it takes time. Like it's an album that's like going to live through the rest of this year, I feel like. And like the rollout. It's like the rollout he did for it was pretty cool too. Like with the whole marketing behind the Pink Trap House and the idea of a trap house. Like everybody just kind of, I feel like everybody lumped it together as like, when they think of trap is like, selling drugs out of an abandoned building or a house or something, or a rundown house, which, I mean, that's the origins of it, yes. Mm-hmm. But a trap can be anything. It can be any way you are or any place you dwell in to kind of make a living. So, like, wherever you spend most of your time, and that could be your trap. You know? That could be your trap. And it's a nice play on words because, I mean, I could really get into the history of it on another show, but just for the sake of time, I'm not going to do that. But the idea behind it, the whole motif of the album, I really liked, and just the rollout and how just 2 Chainz is a figure that like you have to respect. Like, he kind of like hip hop royalty. I feel like when he like talk and speak, like you know, like he be dropping gems.
Like he's
give you the game. Like
he's underrated, but he's well respected.
Yeah. So shout out 2 Chainz. You know what I'm saying, Titty Boy. And that was my good and my bad. You know, you had a couple good selections over there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Summer was lit, and I'm pretty sure the rest of the year is going to be, you know, just as lit with all the releases and stuff to come. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to stay, you know, keep our ear to the streets for that. And you know what I'm saying? We're going to take another break, and we'll be right back. Keep it locked. This is Keeping the Beat.